Hi, welcome back. I know it's been a while. I kind of disappeared, but I'm back and I'm doing the birthday book tag because it's my birthday tomorrow, and hopefully this will be up by tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to keep it short so that I don't give up on editing and just delete the footage instead. You know? Okay, we are doing the birthday book tag. I turned 24 tomorrow. 23 was rough. My hope for 24 is that it just doesn't get worse. That's all I want. It can stay as bad. Just don't get worse, please. I don't think the first question tag thing, it's birthday cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche but you love it anyways. And for this I chose Empress of All Seasons by Amiko Jean. It is a YA fantasy, I'm pretty sure, about a girl who lives in a world where magic is illegal, and surprise surprise, she has magic and she's competing to be queen, and if anybody finds out that she is magic, it could end really badly for her, obviously. So yeah, but I really like this book. It's a standalone as far as I know, and it was really good. I really liked it. So the second question is party guest, your most anticipated book release for this year. So I'm not really sure what's being released ever, honestly. I kind of read books as I discover them. I'm not really super involved in the book community. I am on Twitter, but I really only go on there when I have a thought that I want to tweet, and I don't have thoughts very often in general, so it's not that common for me to go on book Twitter, so I'm out of the loop is basically what I'm saying. So I decided to change this question into a book that I'm excited to read. So these books have already been released. I read the first book earlier in the year, and I currently have the second book. Got it from the library, haven't returned it yet. It is very overdue, so I should get on that. It's it's Reign of Mist by Helen Schurer. I don't know how to say her last name. I looked around for it a lot, but I couldn't figure out pronunciation. But this is the second book. The first book is called Heart of Mist, and then the third book is called War of Mist, and they're part of the Oromir can I talk? They're part of the Oromir Chronicles, and I really like the first book. I really want to read the second book. I've just been having a hard time because reading anything has been a struggle, especially since school started back up, but I will get to it. I will. I have to, because I have to return it. Should I explain what it's about? No. You can look it up if you want to read it. It's good though. So the third question is birthday presents, a book that surprised you with how much you liked it. For me, that was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So every time I would go into the bookstore for like years, I would see this book and I'd be like, okay, like cover looks good, let me read the back. And I read the back and I'd be like, I don't think this is for me. So this book just really gave off the vibe of like enemies to lovers, but make it toxic because the main love interest is unredeemable. And I was like, no thanks, don't want to read about a toxic relationship. But then I saw on Twitter, Mayona from Mayona Reads recommended it. She said it was like one of her favorite books, so I decided to give it a chance. And I really liked it. It wasn't what I thought it was, and it was actually pretty good. Our fourth tag is Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserved all the hype it got. And for me, it was Bone Witch by Rin Chapeko. I loved this book. This is the first book that I've listened to as an audiobook that I actually thoroughly enjoyed. Usually audiobooks for me, like I go in knowing I'd probably like the book a little bit better if I read it myself, because I find with audiobooks I can't really connect to the characters as well, but this book was so good. I was in awe. I was like, okay, so audiobooks can be good, I'm just not listening to the right ones, apparently. Amazing. I'm pretty sure it was hyped on Twitter because I found out about it through Twitter, but again, not on Twitter that much. So our fifth question is Happy Music, a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. I have like two brain cells, so I don't ever remember quotes. My friends are able to like quote things like out of thin air. I'll misspell a character's name and they'll be like, actually it's spelled like this. And I'm like, okay, like, sure. I don't know. I can barely remember the plot after I finished. But so I honestly had a really hard time choosing a book for this because as soon as I'd done the book, I'm like, that was good. I can't tell you anything about it because I don't remember, but I remember I liked it. But I chose Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo because in this house we are basic bitches and we are okay with it. Number 6, Getting Older. A book that you read a long time ago, but you think you would appreciate more if you read it as a more mature reader. For me, this book is probably every book I've ever read because, you know, we big dumb here. But I have 2. The first is Looking for Alaska by John Green, because I remember reading this book when I was like 15 or 16 and finishing it and being like, I don't get it. Like, it seemed like there was no plot, but also I'm dumb. There might have been a plot, I don't know. The other book I chose was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, this book I read when I was 12 years old. I remember exactly where I was when I bought this book. I was in the Heathrow airport coming home from a trip to India, and I was like, this looks good, bought it, started reading it on the plane and I was like, what? Like, I did not understand a word, an absolute word, but I soldiered on. I read the whole book. Didn't know what was going on, but I read it. And so now I remember the ending and I remember being like, but also like I didn't understand any of the implications of anything that happened. So like, I don't know if I would appreciate it more, but I might at least understand it. So our last question is Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. That's a depressing question. So I decided to change it to a book that you associate happy memories with. And for that, I chose War Storm by Victoria Aveyard, because I read this book while I was in Europe with one of my best friends, and it just makes me think of being in Lyon and being so sweaty and it being so hot that I think I'm gonna die. And I love that. But yeah, that was the birthday book tag. Thank you for watching if you did. If you want to wish me happy birthday, do it on Twitter, because I would like to feel like I am no longer yelling in an empty room. I want it to feel like I'm yelling at the wall and I have like maybe like 2 or 3 people watching me and wondering if I'm okay. That would be really nice. But yeah, thank you for watching, and don't expect another video very soon because you will be disappointed. I hate looking at myself on camera. A book with... This is hard. Like, what word am I looking for? Irreconcilable. No. Unretrievable. This thought is unretrievable from my mind. What's the word for when unredeemable? That's what I was looking for.